Hey guys, hey, we are at T3 and we are doing our Q&A Saturday from T3. We debated back and forth today and yesterday if we should even do one because things are so crazy here, but we decided let's just go for it.
We didn't want to let you down.
So there may be some tiny little cuts just to let my camera catch up for the technical side of things, but for the most part this is going to be cut free, no fancy stuff. No crazy,
no safety net.
Yeah.
We are just, we're walking the tightrope just for you guys, and we could fall.
We could definitely fall.
Ah.
The other thing that we want to let you know is that we're going to set a 3-minute timer for each question.
Ooh.
So that's going to make this, actually we're during our lunch break right now. Poor Sean's not going to be able to eat. We're not going to be able to eat. But we really want to...
Poor Sean stocked up on donuts earlier, so poor Sean's okay.
Sean's okay.
He's all right.
All right, guys. So, yeah, a couple cuts, but nothing crazy. We're just going to jump right into it.
We got Matthew.
Okay.
Are you just looking at pictures of yourself on there?
No, you have a picture of me. Where is it? Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So this is...
And we're looking for Matthew.
Question number 1. Matthew Hansen.
Hey, Matt.
Says, hey, Sean and Laura, I love watching the videos and the relaxing vibe you put out when training the dogs.
Aww.
I've tried to do that in my training as well. We have a 14-week-old Ridgeback who has been doing okay on walks. Some days are better than others in regards to pulling. She just wants to run. I would like to employ a prong collar, but is it too soon?
What'd you say? What do you say? 14 weeks?
Yeah.
Now, Rhodesian's a pretty big dog, and you're saying that you're already having some pulling stuff. So I would definitely go with a prong collar. I would go with the 2.25 Herm Springer, which is also known as they're small. You can, what do you suggest they order them from? Because you can get them from like Petco.
Dog.com is the place to go.
Dog.com?
Yeah, dog.com, they have them really cheap.
Good prices. So yeah, go for a 2.25. Here's the thing, you may need extra links depending on how big your dog is. I'm sure it's not too big right now, but the 2.25 is a really good link size gauge, but they may not have enough links in the actual collar to make it around the diameter of your dog. So you may have to, unfortunately, I can't give you the specifics on how many you might need, but you may need extra links just to make that happen. Now, that said, what we're looking for is you can watch our, I know I got 3 minutes, you can watch our prong collar video on www.thegooddog.net. Shows you how to fit the prong collar on your dog.
Under videos, free training videos.
Yep, free training. There's 2 of them, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. You want it high, you want it snug, and here's the thing, got a young dog, let's make this a nice, soft, easy pressure with the prong collar. Doesn't need to be anything like a flat buckle or anything else. Should be soft, easy pressure, right? No manhandling the dog. Just ease your dog into it, and it should, if you watch, and then actually after you watch the prong collar video, watch our, I know I'm under the gun.
You're fine.
Watch the walk video, which is I think under Learn to Train the Good Dog
Yeah,
the walk.
it's the same thing under videos, free training videos, or free how-to training videos.
So watch those. Well, there are 3 videos because there's 2 prong videos and then 1 walk video, and that should get you well on your way to awesomeness with your Rhodesian. And I think you'll be sending us a little update saying, I can't believe how great everything is in just a couple weeks.
We would love to see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm out.
Whoa, that's good.
Well, I got
Really
time
good.
to spare.
I know.
Right? That means I got sandwich time coming.
Between each question, instead of having a fancy graphic, we're just going to do like a little dance.
Are we?
Question.
We get your questions. Because all our credibility, it's all going out the window.
Every day. I have no credibility, so I have none to lose.
All right, so you're our dancer then,
Yeah.
designated dancer.
Okay, attempt number 3 on question number 2.
Bethany, you've cursed us.
This needs to be stopped. Okay. Bethany, I'm going to say your question now for the 3rd time, since my camera keeps messing up, or my card. Bethany says, hi guys, I have a question regarding Ecollar corrections. I know that sometimes after the dog has the basics, you'll give a verbal no rather than the no with a low stim correction. At what point do you just start trying the verbal no rather than the verbal with stim backup? I understand some of this is gut instinct, but I'm wondering if you have some technical step-by-step instruction you can give me an idea on. The reason I bring this up is because I recently had a dog that was doing so well in training. Basically, she says he was doing so well, and she started just doing the verbal, and then he would just like be silly and lay down in place and get all weird, and so she was like, oh, it's too soon, that sort of a thing.
That reminds me of like policemen that everywhere they go, just say, have a nice day. We won't give you a ticket today, right? We trust you'll make a good decision down the line.
I know different dogs take longer and shorter time. Your thoughts would be appreciated. Love you guys. We love you too, Bethany.
Okay, so these dogs that are, you can't see them, but we're surrounded by training dogs right here. And most of them have e-collars on, but I don't have the remote. And I don't know if you know, you'll hear us all saying, no, no, no. And what's happening is the dogs are realizing there's no consequence connected to my verbal. So what I'm getting is the big blow off. This guy right here, you know, problem number one. So if I had an e-collar, I could say no and tap the button, and I'd get a better response, and I'd get future better choices because he'd know that this has value. What happens is when you say no and there's no actual consequence behind it, is you're teaching the dog that this is a warning that doesn't really have anything backing it up. And like I just said with the policeman kind of silly analogy, that would be like if every policeman, like they never gave tickets, or like once in a million years and all they did was warn, what would happen is everybody would just drive like the hell they want to drive because they go, there's no consequence here. So we don't actually recommend for our clients to get off of the stem and just use the no. We actually say pattern. I mean, at all of our go home sessions, pattern and pattern, no with the stem, no with the stem, no with the stem, to where that gets really, really deep value. Now down the line, which might be way down the line, there may come a point where that client has a spot with that dog where we're talking about minor context, like the dog is like, you're watching TV and the dog's like, and you might say no, and you might not need a stem or something like that, right? But we're talking like small, minor stuff. But breaking commands, like asking for a recall or a sit or a down or a place, or not breaking one of those commands and correcting, and then just using a verbal no, you're actually really teaching that dog to blow those commands off. So especially early on, we're talking way down the line. So Bethany, I'd highly recommend not to get off of the stem with the no. Pattern that thoroughly, send the dogs home with your clients doing the same thing, especially for your clients, because they need to recalibrate or completely reconfigure their relationship. And the dogs, I've probably heard no a million times with no consequence. Yep. So let's not get off of the stem and the no. Let's pair it together for a really long time until it has lots of value. And then only in small contexts would I suggest that you say no without a verbal. Hopefully that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Did we make it through this fourth attempt of your question? I can't believe it.
Okay, that's it. It's just for second step.
Sorry.
Okay, question number 3. I have to like track each clap and like find it's like
Sorry.
The worst.
Question number 3, don't act like a seal.
3. Ash and Stuff from Instagram. Ash and Stuff says, hi Sean and Laura, has there ever been a dog-aggressive dog that you couldn't help? I was talking with someone who said a behaviorist told them that the aggression was too ingrained in their dog. I'm under the impression that any dog can become more tolerant of animals because of you guys. Thanks.
Ash and Stuff, that's such an awesome question and a tough question. So,
Ash and Stuff has her own dog named Hercules.
Aw. So here's where I'm going to go with this. So my feeling is this. Every dog can be helped, right? Every dog can get better. Every dog can be improved. Every dog can most likely be made somewhat safer, but the degree is unknown. The degree is determined so much by the genetics, the early experiences of that dog. So, so that's really the answer, is that I don't think we've ever met a dog we couldn't help. But does that mean that every one of those dogs would be okay to be in a family situation, would be safe in every context, would be great around every animal? No. Animals are animals and dogs are dogs. So, and a lot of them come cognitively challenged. You can get dogs, like I said, experiential stuff, but you can get dogs that are just like human beings that are compromised emotionally, mentally. And so that puts limitations and a ceiling on how far you can get with them. So and there's a lot of romanticism around being able to like fix dogs and like every dog's capable of complete transformation. I don't agree with that. I don't believe with that. I think that that's a lot of hooey that's been perpetrated. But I do believe that every dog can be helped. Whether that means they're helped enough to live safely with the family or be around other dogs is a very different conversation, and that needs to be determined on each dog case-by-case basis. Hope that helps.
All right.
Nope. Sorry.
Question number 4. It'll wake you up.
Yeah.
This is from Jamie. Jamie Gilbert says, hi, Sean and Laura. I'm still struggling with Yuri, my Dobie, on her reactivity towards other dogs.
Yuri.
Everything else seems to be smoothing out with her new balancing act. Yet she made herself look like a scary Dobie yesterday at the vet, in a small entrance being reactive towards the other dogs. My other Dobie, who was never reactive, also fed off Yuri's bad behavior. Not a good first impression at a new vet we're going to. Lesson learned, we'll only take one at a time. I'm wondering if an e-collar might be better if Yuri is not responding to the prong correction at her angriest. She has never bitten anything. She's just fearful and vocal in the wrong way. Thank you.
First things first.
Sorry.
What's her name? Jamie?
Jamie, yeah.
I'd bring chocolates to your vet
Yeah.
in order to say sorry for your angry Dobie. Or Dobies. It sounds like you brought 2 for the price of 1. So
Just kidding.
you gotta know that vets' offices are tough for a lot of dogs.
Yeah.
So many great dogs struggle. Here's the paper if you need.
Yeah.
So many great dogs struggle that do awesome in other contexts, but the vet's office is chock full of stress. Just like people walking into the hospital, we know that it's a stressful environment. You know, you can smell the chemicals and things like that. Dogs can smell the fear, anal glands, things like that. Other dogs in stress zones. So it's a really tough situation for most dogs.
Yeah.
Then you've got multiple unknown dogs, close proximity, stressed out owners are all worried about their babies, and then you've also got tight confines. It's a really tough situation. So I just want to set that up, not to say as an excuse, but just to be realistic, right? It's a tough situation for a lot of dogs. I would absolutely go to the e-collar if your dog's e-collar trained. Prong collar, especially if a dog's amped up or angry. I can't do air quotes because I'm holding this, but angry at other dogs or most likely just stressed out. Prong collar could be amping your dog up, whereas the e-collar could really de-escalate and relax your dog and make it easier for your dog and give you way more control in that situation. So my advice is go to e-collar. Understand it's going to take some time and it might be a challenge to make this really good. I would do 1 dog at a time. And then the old school, which is really good, solid advice. Bring your dog in a lot to the vet. I know it can be a pain in the butt, but a lot to the vet when there is nothing to be done. When they're not going to get poked, prodded, anything. Bring them in, give them some food, give them a treat, make it something positive, and that can help. That can help curb some of that stuff. But once again, it's a really stressful environment, and a lot of really great dogs lose their cool there. So for me, it's about doing the best you can, best tools, set yourself up for success with 1 dog at a time, try and get that nailed down, don't get close to any other dogs in there that are out of their trees. And you can even ask your vet if there's a time when things are quieter in there, when you can come in and introduce your dog to the vet's office, like if you have a visit, when it's a slower time, when there's not so much chaos and so much traffic in there. And then, like I said, go in and have vet or vet staff give your dog a treat, or even you give your dog a treat with nothing like no getting poked or prodding or anything like that. What do you think? Solid?
Solid advice.
Solid. Cool.
Solid as a rock. Okay, guys, we've got question number 5.
Valerie.
This is from Valerie. Valerie says,
This is an interesting question.
what is the best way to slow a dog down who responds extremely fast to all commands but can get sloppy because of their excitement about working? This is the problem I have with my 3-year-old Dobie. Another Dobie.
I know, this is the Dobie Fest.
Dobie
Literally,
hour.
there's 4 or 5 Dobies on here. It's never happened before. Okay, Valerie, this is a weird question. Not that you're a weird person for asking it, but it's a weird question because we don't get it often. Typically, it's about how do we get more motivation, things like that. First thing I'd do is ask if you're using food. If you're using food, I'd lose the food because the food can create a lot of arousal, a lot of excitement. Then I would check in with what kind of tone and body language are you using for the commands. Are you really animated? Is it like, I don't know what his name is, like, Fracas, come, or is it like, Fracas, come? Something like that. Fracas is a bad name for a dog. But your body language, your tone, your energy can have a huge impact on how your dog responds. And I know that sounds like common sense, but for owners to actually activate different stuff and pull it out of their dog can be challenging, right? We all get into habits of Susie, come, and that's the way we do it, and then Susie's flying through the house. So what I would suggest is get rid of the food if you're using food, be highly conscious of your body language, motions, verbal tone, excitement. Just slow it all down. Susie, come. Good. right? That's how I would start doing it, and maybe even do it with smaller, like collar from like one place to another place, like smaller, so she doesn't like have the Indy 500 speedway to like, you know, catch speed. And then another thing which I've done with dogs that have been really, really speedy and kind of like overly aroused and, like you said, messy, is there's a couple things. I'll give a recall command, but I'll get in front of the dog and I'll actually back the dog. As the dog's coming towards me, I'll slowly walk with the dog backwards, right? So, Susie, come. And I'll move like this, and I'll control the speed of the dog. So that's something you can do. And then the other thing I did with, I can't remember if it was Soli, there was another dog who was really fast, might have been Milo, and what I would do is I would do like a follow command rather than recall, because recall's got so much juice loaded up with it. So, and I'm not saying this is practical for all contexts, but it can be something where your dog's in place, you stand next to him, and say the dog's name is Milo. Milo, come, nice and relaxed, nice and quiet, and then walk, and the dog follows you to wherever you're headed, and then you deposit the dog somewhere. Dogs get so patterned, right? They've been at the park, they've done recalls that are like, these galloping high-speed things, and then we do it in the house and we get the same thing. So I would say start looking, once again, remove the food, get your energy, verbal, all that under control, make sure it's all super calm, and then see if you can use body language, getting in the dog's way. Oh, I'm over. Body language, get in the dog's way, or guide the dog around the house. Hope that helps. I'm mysterious.
Mysterious. See how I'm finding my light? Tyra taught me that. What? All right. Alex, question number 6.
Yes,
What happened at the dance?
I think they voted. I think they voted immediately. It was real-time voting.
Okay. Alex says, "Hi, Sean and Laura. Do you allow any of the dogs in your pack to correct a client's dog? I prefer to be the one who's the peacekeeper here, but I was curious about what you guys do there."
Aha, it's a good question. Alex is a trainer. Hi, Alex. How are you? Okay, so here's the thing. Typically, I don't allow my pack or, you know, Hercules, which is Laura's dog, would be our pack. I don't let them do really any correcting of any major stuff. The only exception...
Not like they would. Well,
Belle and Junior would. Hercules would just be like, "Well, hi, nice to meet you." So the only correcting I'll allow, the only correcting I'll allow is very, very like minor goofiness, right? Like, so if we're doing social time and we've got like a pushy puppy, or we've got a pushy but safe like adolescent, or even a pushy but safe adult, no dog aggression, no bites on its record, just bratty, just like overly exuberant, just no one's ever kind of given me any boundaries. Those are dogs that'll sometimes, with Belle and Junior, because they're so good at setting boundaries and they won't attack or fight, I'll sometimes allow them to do stuff, but like I said, it's more for silly stuff. If there's any real stuff, if there's dog aggression, if there's real posturing, if there's any concern of anything that's real, no way, that's all on me. So my dogs get to do like the goofy stuff, I do all the heavy lifting stuff. Hopefully that makes sense.
okay, guys. I'm in a frantic mode right now.
She's smart, but graceful. We're working on it. We're working on it.
Question number 7. This is from Elijah.
Another Dobie.
Another Dobie, huh? Elijah says, "Hi, Sean and Laura. I had a question about a new client dog I'm meeting with soon. I might have mentioned in previous questions I'm a dog walker in the Bay that does structured pack walks for challenging dogs." That's right, Elijah.
Yep.
Elijah, can you email us and tell me where you're located exactly and your website and stuff? You may have done this already.
You're not in trouble, even though it sounds like she's yelling at you? She just wants your contact info.
I actually have someone in Oakland who's looking for social, and I have people in the Bay Area that ask me for dog walkers all the time, and I know I have a couple that I recommend, but I'd love to know where you are and where you service. So email thegooddog.la@gmail.com.
Great. Did you order the jigsaw, by the way, on the other side of the wall?
No,
oh, okay. Just
we've
checking.
got this on.
Okay.
Elijah says, "Just spoke with an owner about a 5-year-old Dobie with some leash reactivity and redirection issues. The interesting thing about the dog is that when she reacts, she redirects on herself. She bites her leg and hip areas, sometimes leaving punctures and drawing blood.
Wow.
My usual plan with reactive dogs is to use calm leadership and direction, lots of rules and structure, communication with leash and prong, lots of practice and proofing. However, this is a behavior I haven't encountered before, and I'm wondering if you've dealt with it and what you make of dogs that self-harm in this way. The owner tells me she's pretty healthy in most other ways. Could it be a sign of something else going on, or should I just proceed with correcting the behavior and putting her on the same program with any other reactive dog I work with? Thanks for advice.
Elijah, first things first, you sound like an awesome dog walker, and I wish you were in our hood. That's really, really awesome. So give Laura the information so she can send people that we have,
we have
clients.
A lot of reach up there, and I'm sure I've asked you for this before, but now I need you again. So.
Yeah, she's not messing around this time, okay? So Dobie redirecting on herself. To be honest, never seen it. I asked Jeff Gellman today. Jeff was like, what was his response? His response was, redirecting. I was like, yeah, but not really. Thanks. He was busy driving. So redirecting on the dog, redirecting on itself, I've never seen before. So it's a new one. They're always ready to throw a new one at us, right? So first thing I'd ask is, and you kind of addressed it, but is the dog absolutely normal in all other contexts? I mean, like, are you seeing very, very normal behavior everywhere else?
Yeah.
If not, then I would take a look at some testing and see if there's anything going on. If the dog is absolutely a completely normal dog, except for when getting worked up and redirecting, then I would say, yes, let's go after your approach, which is like most likely we've got an aroused dog, and talk about arousal, not like a sexual sense. I mean an aroused dog, sorry, I have to be clear. An aroused dog in an escalated mental state, right? And that causes dogs to do all sorts of bad things, redirecting and barking and crazy stuff like that. So I would say definitely go with your structure, rules, your usual program, and see what you get. Now, if that doesn't straighten things out straight away, within a couple of walks, then you can always try muzzle, right? Which sucks because then the dog looks like it's a big scary Dobie. But then you definitely know that the dog isn't going to be able to hurt itself, which could stop the behavior just because the dog can't do it. Or you could even try something which I don't typically recommend, but you could do a halty, which will give you better control over the dog's face, right? Typically I just use Prong or Ecollar, but the halty, because of the way it mechanically is designed to give control, if the dog did get in a weird space, you could control it and prevent it from doing any kind of redirecting stuff. So that'd be my suggestion. I'd really love you to give Laura the information that she wants so she doesn't get mad at you, but then I'd love to really hear like what works out and how you solve this problem so we can learn from it.
I'll never be mad at you. Just so you know.
Don't buy it.
Okay. Question number 8. This is from Stacy Lynn. Stacy says...
She says a lot.
She does say a lot. Okay.
Just give a brief.
Stacy, basically, she lives in Mexico. She used to be in San Francisco. She's got a dog, Brownie Bacon Tocino Picasso, aka the Beast. From my observations, she's a non-aggressive, dominant, very overreactive, extremely stubborn, and highly intelligent. Essentially, problem, my dog destroys furniture. There's nothing left of the couch. When I return to Mexico, there's only the frame of the couch with about 4% cushion. She'll chew and pull on the couch frame. I was going to send you a picture of it, but it's embarrassing. It's costing me money. She thinks it's hers. She just chews on shoes, socks, whatever she can get her mouth on. Right.
What do we do?
Yeah.
Okay, Stacy Lynn. I love your dog's name, by the way.
Brownie Bacon.
Brownie Bacon. Sounds like a sweet treat. So dogs destroying the couch. You mentioned something I'm a little confused about. You said no crate because it's 100 to 103 degrees. Now, I don't know how that would be affecting like the crate stuff unless the dog's crated out in the sun. So I'm unsure about that, but I would absolutely 100%, 1,000 gazillion percent be crating this dog because for one, you're going to lose all your furniture. For two, your dog could ingest something that could actually kill your dog, right? So the crating, I'd find a spot to put your dog in a crate that's going to be safe, temperature controlled. If you need to get a wall unit or something like that, man, I'd rather spend $300 on a wall unit than $1,000 on a new couch every week, right? So, like I said, and it's also about state of mind stuff. It's like she's destroying stuff. She's bored. She's probably just all revved up. It's dangerous for her to ingest something. It's bad all the way around. So my heavy recommendation is find a way to make the crate work. Beyond that, I would go to www.thegooddog.net and I would look up our free do-it-yourself videos. And when you are home, I know you travel a lot, but when you are home, I'd get a well-fit prong on your dog and leash, and your dog should drag that around all day when you're home, because you're going to be training your dog. Because your dog is revved up and out of its tree a little bit, you need to teach your dog how to walk like an angel, like a little brownie angel on prong and leash, just like we do in our video. I want place command in your home a ton. I want duration work a ton. That's how you're going to get some of this arousal and crazy festive stuff out of your dog, is through that. So if you do nothing else but heel, duration, and maybe do like thresholds just for good measure, man, you can really turn this dog around. And then crate it, all of a sudden you've got a well-behaved dog, can hang out in place, has an off switch, knows how to be calm, knows how to be relaxed, and isn't able to engage in behavior that's dangerous for your furniture and dangerous for itself.
Yeah.
So that would be my answer.
Yeah, have fun with that, because you'll be like, oh my gosh, now I can actually enjoy my dog.
By the way, I know I'm running short on time, but I was the idiot who didn't do this with my dog for multiple years, and he ate everything in my house. Luckily, he never died, but he went through doors, furniture, beds, telephones, CDs, VHS back in the day, right? We're talking old school. So it's dangerous stuff,
Yeah.
so let's get rid of it.
Let's not let it. Ooh, you even beat the clock there, Sean. You're killing this.
I think I do good with
Time.
yeah. I need what is it called?
Boundaries.
I need boundaries.
For the word.
I need boundaries and a dictionary.
Okay. That's for sound, by the way. So we're not applauding you. Well, we are. But
She slaps me off camera.
question number 9. This is from Kim Barton Crowley. She says, how do you stop a 3-year-old dog from urinating in the house or on furniture? She doesn't do it often, but it's still unacceptable. She has access to outside. She's crate trained and prefers and feels safe in her crate. She's a master of escape. The second we leave our home, she finds a way out. I assume she has separation anxiety. She's totally submissive, almost annoyingly. If we say hello to her, she rolls on her back. Mostly concerned about urinating on the furniture. I've read many articles. They mostly say it's difficult to break. I wanted to know if you have any references or recommendations for me. Is it a fix the anxiety first and the rest will fall into place, or is it more complicated than that?
I love that end of the
Yeah.
question, because that means you are a smart dog owner.
Smart lady.
Kim, okay. Excuse
Please
me.
help, because my husband wants to get rid of her. Let me just throw this in really quick. This is one of the big things we get all revved up at T3, because a lot of the dogs that are out there that are just doing minor stuff, like this dog isn't human or dog aggressive. It's none of that.
They're not dangerous.
But peeing on the furniture and doing that can get dogs kicked out of homes.
Get them killed.
Yeah, which can send them to the shelter. So it's so cool. Thank you so much for asking this question. It's just awesome that you're coming to us, because we can help you with this. And you guys out there that have this information as well, you should be spreading this information as well, because there are dogs out there that are getting rehomed for stuff that could be easily helped.
Yeah. Okay. So first things first, I hate potty training questions. Let's just get that out in the open.
Let's get it out in the
okay.
open.
So beyond that, your dog should be crated anytime your dog is not supervised. You can't expect your dog not to make mistakes if you're not preventing the problem from happening and being repeated, and the dog is being conditioned that it can actually get away with that. So your dog should be crated whenever you're not supervising. Whenever you're out of the house, whenever your eyes aren't on the dog should be crated. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel like, oh, the dog's, sad, or the dog is going to lose its home if the dog doesn't stop the accidents, right? So you need to create a massive structure program. Just treat it like a puppy, right? Into the crate. When it's time to come out of the crate, straight out to the yard, wherever you're going to go potty. Make it a foolproof plan. Potty training is all about foolproof plans of structure that don't deviate, to where your dog just gets on the schedule over and over again. So crate whenever the dog's not being watched or supervised. Immediately take the dog out to the spot you want it to go potty. Give the command, go potty. If the dog doesn't go potty, dog goes back in the crate for a little bit, comes back out, go potty. Do that over and over again. You want to teach the dog this is where you go, not not inside the house. Then on top of that, which is what you're really getting at, which I think is right on the money, is that most likely this is a training lifestyle issue, right? So we need the crate. We need 2 parts of this, 2-prong crate. Then you need to go to www.thegooddog.net. Go to our free videos. I want you to get leash and prong. I want the dog dragging leash and prong around inside the house at all times. I want your dog to know sit down. They're so easy to teach. I don't want to hear anything about this is hard work. We've made these videos so easy. Sit down, place. and heel on leash, right? You nail those, you start to get rid of anxiety, right? You leave your dog freewheeling, we've got dogs in here right now we're working with that fit that exact description, and they're out of their minds. We spent 30 minutes training them, and they're relaxed, they're calm, they're making better decisions. So that's what you need to do. So your answer, you kind of answered your own question, that a big part of this, sorry, this is an important question.
Yeah.
A big part of this is that it's an anxious state of mind issue rather than just a specific peeing issue, right? So let's block the peeing by creating massive structure, and then when you are home, leash and prong on the dog, go to our website, free do-it-yourself, start doing those things, especially duration place command. I want that dog in place for a lot, like hours of the day.
Meditation.
Not moving around. You'll see your dog calm down, relax, chill out, and you're gonna see changes, and you should be able to keep your dog in the house.
And if you need a balanced trainer, let us know.
Yeah, if you need help, we're happy to recommend someone.
Okay, question 10. All right, guys.
Whew, we're at the finish line.
Question 10, finish line. This is kind of a quick one. Catherine Jane says, "Hi, Sean and Laura. I noticed you don't have reviews on your Facebook page. Is there a reason behind this decision? Is it just not beneficial? Would you suggest other trainers allow reviews or not permit reviews on their Facebook page? Thanks."
It's because I'm incredibly insecure and terrified of being critiqued.
Yes, that's what you are.
Let's just get that off the chest.
Out of all the things in the world.
To be honest, there's a bunch of answers. One is I've never had a prompt come up on my Facebook page that's asked me if I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So just
Maybe I did. Maybe I blocked them.
Straight up full disclosure, I've never even seen it, so it doesn't cross my consciousness. I see other people with it, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But then, like Laura and me were talking about it today, and typically what we see on other trainers' pages are other trainers that are friends of theirs saying, they're great, and like I know that they mean well, and I know that they think those trainers are great, and it's not a lie, but for me it's not an authentic.
It's also open to anyone. Like you have to, like it's pretty easy. Like if you do a Yelp review or something like that, you have to sign in, you have to make an account, all this. But anyone who has a grudge against Prong Collars or Ecollars could go on there and be like, 1 star, this guy, blah, blah, blah.
This guy was helicoptering my dog with the Prong Collar within 5 minutes of the session.
Yeah, like.
But I mean, anything. I mean, and I wrote that down as well. So you're stealing my fire, which stinks. But I'm happy to see you look awesomely smart. So the thing is, for one, I didn't know about it. Two, I'm not crazy about like our reviews are our videos and our testimonials from our clients. Those are my reviews. I don't want to put, like Laura said, I'm not down to put our reputation up at the mercy for whoever might want to stroll by and be like, yeah, these guys use prong collars, they suck. You know, I watched them do crappy stuff or whatever they might say. I'm just not down for it. So if you want to leave a testimonial or you want to have something to say about who we are, then you have to have a little skin in the game, right? That means you have to get into Yelp and you have to be qualified to be able to do that. You have to have some experience with us. And so for me, I'm just not down with it. And then once again, they never showed it to me. Yeah. So I never even really had a big conversation about it. So for you, Catherine Jane, you have to decide whether it's beneficial for you. Do you want those reviews? Do you think it's going to add? Do you think it's going to detract? For me, like none of that stuff. If I'm looking at a trainer, I'm trying to think. You can answer how you would feel about it. I'm not so sure it would have a big impact on me.
Especially if you're doing great work and you're showing it elsewhere.
But would it cause you to feel? Would you buy it, or would you be like?
I mean, I look at Yelp reviews. I don't look at Facebook reviews for stuff.
But how come?
Because I feel like it's friends and family giving the Facebook reviews.
And what do you feel about Yelp? You've got skin in the game. If you have to be qualified to a certain degree, right? You can't just put negative Yelp reviews up if you haven't done other Yelp reviews. So that's kind of the difference. So I'd say that's a personal call. You got to decide what you want to do. And with that, we are going to cut ourselves out of here.
We love you guys so much. Thanks for dealing with us with this short little fun
It's kind of fun though.
It's kind of a fun one, yeah.
I like the speed. I like a little tension.
Tension.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the clock. I know we have to start in like 5 minutes, so.
But I like the drama.
There's drama.
Yeah, there's drama.
Okay,
nice
guys,
work, lady.
We love you so much.
Can I give you a little of that?
Oh, what I'm going to do right now is just show a quick video of Never mind. That's a client, right? That's a client. Our gift baskets. We don't want to show that on here, do we? Or is that
Gift
more
baskets.
Priscilla sent us all those gifts.
Ooh, we could show that. I mean, that would be.
I think I'm going to show that clip right at the end of this whole show of Brittany taking the gifts out of the boxes.
Yeah, we haven't even seen them because they arrived when we were gone. But Priscilla, who's Gus's mom, everybody knows Big Gus. Apparently, she sent us some really nice stuff. So we haven't got to enjoy it. Hopefully Brittany and Tony haven't been partying down at the Good Dog and gobbling up all of our goodies. Really?
Well, they deserve it.
Shouldn't they save some?
At least like some chocolate.
I wrestled with Gus for 3 weeks. Don't I get a chocolate bar out of the deal? All right. Anyways, guys.
Thank you so much, Priscilla. Priscilla's kicking butt with Gus, so that's why she sent that stuff. She's like, here's a celebration of me kicking butt with my own dog.
Yeah, honestly, the biggest thing beyond all that, just really appreciate the gracious gesture of sending that out. It's so nice of you. And once again, thanks again for trusting us with Gus, and thanks for kicking butt with Gus.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work out there, lady. Okay, we're rooting for you.
We love all you guys.
See ya.
Bye. Thank you. Episode 41.
Boom.
In the bag.
In the bag.